Hello guys, you're watching Access. My name's Dan. I'm here with Hollie.
Hello everyone.
Now, there's a lot of stuff out there today because CoD Black Ops 4 has been officially revealed. There's loads of information. Luckily, I've got with me a fountain of knowledge.
Have you? Where?
It's you, Hollie.
Oh,
you're the fountain.
Okay, yeah, no, it is. It's my laptop. It's got all the information.
I'm relying on you. So, you have spoken to some developers about the game.
Yeah.
I've played the game, and now we're going to bring you everything you need to know about the game in Black Ops 4.
So let's start with the capture. What you're seeing now on screen is a mixture of Dan's actual gameplay, like he is the one playing, and just so that there's some good capture, we've also mixed. So you can't see his face
just so
right
there's
now.
not too much good capture, we've also put in some B-roll.
There is some proper professional capture in there as well of someone who really knows what they're doing from a studio. So you get a little bit of everything. So you are seeing PlayStation 4 capture of Black Ops 4. So to get started, we're going to kind of go through everything you need to know. Some of this is what you saw in the live stream, and I've tried to expand out after having my chat with the developers. So first of all, let's go through with the story stuff. This is always a big contention if you've been on our zombies video already. There are a lot of people commenting like there's no story. Well, there is kind of something still there. It's not the traditional style, but basically there are solo missions that you can play that will help you discover and learn more about the histories of some of the all of the characters that you can play as. You know, why they're there, why they have those weapons. You know, what they're doing in this world, because we know it's set between Blobs 2 and 3.
Right.
So there is still something. There is, for those people who really want to devour story, it's not void of it, it's not soulless.
Yeah, I really like this actually. So in order to make the multiplayer seem more real and accessible, they have this kind of underlying story in the multiplayer. You know, you're not just bots running around shooting each other. And then to get an extension of that, there is these like single player missions that you can learn more about the characters you're playing as in the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, so it is there. Now next, so Dan, where are my boots?
They are on the ground.
There you are. I love that you got that, otherwise you have to cut this, but you got the joke and I like that. But where are my guns?
In your hands.
And still up. The guns are still up.
What does that mean?
It means they're putting a really big emphasis on the fact that your gun is up all the time. So if you want to throw a grenade, or if you want to catch something, or grab onto something, you don't put your gun away. So you can still keep firing. But I did want to know a little bit more about this, and unsurprisingly, they've tried to keep it as authentic as possible. So you obviously can't reload, because your other hand is not free.
Sure.
You know, you can't aim down the sights. And you do have a decreased accuracy. So if you are wanting to two-hand something, you do have to think very tactically about what this is going to take away from you, especially if you are going to rely on things like using your sights for accuracy.
Okay.
So yeah, boots from the ground, but our guns are up. Now you'll like this one. There's less focus on the kill-death ratio.
That's perfect for me.
It is. It's more about points. Now, for example, Crash is one of the new guys. Now he's sort of a medic, and he has something called Assault Pack. Now this will drop ammo for the whole team, and if the team use it and kill any enemies with that ammo, it provides bonus points for you. So in theory, if you were playing as Crash, you could be racking up these points by never actually firing a gun yourself.
I'm actually quite a big fan of support play, and not just because I'm quite bad with a gun. But I really like the idea, you know, it sort of makes the team work together, and I think that really makes it more fun.
Yeah, now if you have a shield up, for example, and you saw it in the trailer they showed you, if the person with the shield up, the person was coming around the side and taking people out. For every bullet like that shield protects that other player from, that's points for you.
I see.
So again, you could just play as a complete shield wall in the whole game and still have all the points. I think it's very clever.
That is very clever.
Now, talking of Crash, our medic, there are specialists back, and there are some new ones, as we know he is one of them. And the old ones will have some new weapons just to help mix things up.
Right.
So even if you have kind of, you know everything about the previous ones, there's still going to be some
a little bit different.
And it has to be like that. We know that there's going to be a big focus on working together. Now, if you're playing as Crash, his other move that you can deploy is TAC 5. Now this heals, full heal, and boosts the max health, which is actually 33%. You get an additional 33%. I did ask for them to confirm that. And it removes the wounds for yourself and up to 4 targeted allies around you. And this includes through walls. I see.
We should touch on something here because you talked about the healing system. So what they're doing in this CoD is that you don't recover health automatically. You'd
Yeah.
have to heal yourself.
Yeah, now...
And I have experience of this, playing it and receiving a lot of damage. But I really like what it does, because it not only does it slow down how quickly you die, it also adds a more tactical thing in combat. So if you are having like a firefight with someone one-on-one, you now have the option to hide behind the corner and heal yourself, which does put your gun down. So you are at risk of being shot again, but also you can recharge yourself to get back around the corner with full health this time and continue the fight.
Yeah, they made it very clear this isn't about who shoots first anymore. You can be more tactical. You don't carry a certain number of those, as you've learned from the gameplay. It's on a cooldown. It's about 10 seconds, and that's even if you die. So if you respawn, you've still got to wait for the 10 seconds, which is, and that's for all of things like that. So like grenades, for example, you can't throw a grenade, die, respawn, throw a grenade, die, respawn. You have to wait for your cooldown. It's also not instant, so you don't just press the button and you've instantly got your health back. So of course, the more health you need to recharge, the longer you're going to be out of combat for. We are talking seconds, but we know that actually seconds make a huge deal. So it's up to you. If do you have a little bit of health missing, so you just do a quick heal and go? Or do you wait until you really need to heal?
Yeah, and it's not like, you don't have to like kneel down and set up like a med kit. You can just jab it into your arm as you're running away. But your gun is still down.
Now, as we were going back to Crash and him healing, now and working together. So if you were then playing as Firebreaker, who can use his reactor core. Now this, when he dumps it on the floor, will drain the enemy health in a certain radius. Now he can prolong how long that is going on for by sacrificing his own health. But if you ran in as Crash, dropped attack 5, you'd full heal him, give him a 33% boost, and he could then continue using his special reactor core for even longer.
This is so good. I love the way that
I love all this.
This is the added layer to it that makes you play as a team and makes your different classes play off each other. It's really clever.
That, it just, to me, was the perfect example. And of course, if you've tacked 5, and any damage that's being done while he's under tack 5 is also bonus points for you. Again, don't have to use the gun. But talking of guns, they've already said on the live stream, more gun improvements than 1, 2, and 3 combined, which is huge. There's unique attachments. Some will work across all guns, but some are gun specific, and these are the operator mods. So if you want to be able to use that gun perk, you need to be able to use that specific gun, because that's the only way it's going to exist. Things like smoke coming out of the barrels, shells ejecting from the gun as you fire, but it now has predictive recoil.
Yeah, what does this mean?
So previously, recoil was random. Now each gun has its own proper set forms of recoil, which means you can learn the recoil for that gun. Now, I was sort of like, okay, well, does this not make it kind of tricky for new players or players like me who just aren't as good? And they were like, well, it can be slightly tricky, but because the way combat is changing, it's easy to pull out of engagement, like you said, to run and heal, or you can use like the radiator thing through walls. So you and Crash could be on the other side of the wall doing the healing, radiating combo. And the enemies wouldn't even know you're there.
Out of danger, but where I like to be.
Yeah, exactly. So they do say there are other tools to help you be successful. So don't stress if you're new and the recoil thing sounds a bit tricky.
Okay.
Now, I also asked about Fog of War.
I
said this happened really quickly on my live stream, and I was typing furiously. And also after just coming out of God of War, of which they've promised me there are no ice axes or small boys in Black Ops 4.
Boy.
They've promised Fog of War. So you've experienced this. Basically, you can see sort of an area around you on the minimap. And you can also see the areas around your teammates, but not the whole minimap. So is it a case of you all stick together quite tight and you can only see the area around you, or do you spread across the minimap and have a much wider field of view? Because I can see any enemies that wander into your field of view as well, not just my own. So it's about grouping up or moving out. I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah, it is.
However, if you're playing as Recon, you can shoot off a sensor dart. Now, the sensor dart will let you know if any enemies wander into its proximity, and they will be revealed on the mini-maps for everybody in your team, regardless of Fog of War.
Okay.
However, it does make a noise when it's been shot out. So if it's stuck in the wall, the enemy team could look for it and shoot it down.
Okay.
So you've also got to be listening. So there is a way to sort of disarm it.
Yeah.
And I suppose finally, I do have to talk about Blackout.
Yes, please do.
Right. Every time I opened my mouth in this interview to ask about Blackout, they just went, no.
Oh, come on.
They literally wouldn't give me any more information. But to sum it up, this is the Battle Royale mode. It's the biggest map they've ever made, more than 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown.
That's big.
And it has over 10 years worth of features, including the zombies' cast weapons and gear in that mode.
That's going to be chaos.
It's basically a celebration of the history all in one map.
Yeah.
There'll be land, sea and air vehicles, but they would not answer my questions about how you obtain them and how you balance that. And I did ask if there would be solo or team play. They did not answer that. And I did ask if everyone would start with the same equipment or if you'd be able to pull through a customized loadout. They did not answer that either. I did try. They're tight-lipped.
So much more to learn about that mode then.
There is, and I've tried in this video to go through some of the new stuff or expand on some of the stuff we'd learned about the multiplayer. Our zombies video actually is full of new information and explanations. So if you want a little bit more, go check out that video. Otherwise, damn, my laptop's closed now.
Well, thank you so much, Hollie. The fountain of knowledge has sprayed itself all over this video.
There's now a water shortage.
And great. I hope that has given you some more information about Black Ops 4. There's loads to do, loads to see, and Blackout, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes from that.
I'll just keep asking questions.
Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned to PlayStation Access for more Black Ops very soon.